Alright, we got a fun one today. This is a Honda Shadow. Bike actually sits super good. The guy wants to do just a mild little chop with it. So we're going to come in and hardtail it. We're going to clean everything up in the frame. I'll do a part 2. We're going to do a sissy bar, new fender, just little stuff, and then I'll make a gas tank to fit it too. Just kind of bob it out a little bit. We're going to come in and cut all this extra stuff off the frame here. Move the spigot down, and then for the rear, it's a TJ Brutal hardtail kit. I guess I'm not super familiar with all the parts makers for these, but it's actually nice because you don't have to jig the frame. There's this cross support beam in here, and it holds everything straight. You don't have to pull the motor or anything. It's pretty easy. So yeah, I'm gonna start chopping this thing up. Never done a Honda. Well, I've done a lot of Yamahas, but this one should be fun. Be a cool little bike after. Probably way more reliable than any Harley too, so.
We're starting your angles are burning. You can really slow right now, 18 to feel kind mean, cause sick of fucking tired of being pushed round and round. I'm fucking down. What I believe is an answer, well that's not a funny thing about it.
So you can see everything's cleaned up in here. We're gonna come in, cut these off. Any brackets we don't need, so all this is going. This whole little gusset thing's going. Everything's all taped off. It's just gonna open the whole bike up a lot more. All the neck's cleaned up now. Looks way better. I didn't want to get too close to this. I'll come back in and flap this, get closer, and then hit it with my tubing polisher so I can keep the tubes nice and round. But while I'm cutting, I'm gonna do the hardtail right now too, or actually cut the frame. So I'm gonna come back here right before the main support. I'll slice it here on both sides. And there's no instructions on how this guy wants you to run the kit, so I'm just going to figure maybe leave 2 inches of slip, plug weld it all, and weld her up. Alright, hardtail's cut off. I left a lot of this. A lot of this is going to get cut off in here, but I wanted to leave the backbone support for now so I can fit everything. So yeah, now I'm going to run the tubes in. We'll get them positioned right and leveled, and we'll tack them up. Real quick, I'm just going to show you guys how I'm going to get this leg in. I guess probably what most people do is just chop some material off each side of it so you can slide it up and hammer it back. But I want as much material as I can get inside the legs. So what I'm going to do is, you can see it's fully slid up there. I need that much fit on the back. So I'm going to take the cross brace in the center loose. I'm going to drop the swing arm down, and then I'll slide the tubes in. I'm still going to take ½ inch off each tube, but I'll drop the swing arm, slide the tubes fully in, put it back up, and then reinsert the cross brace to hold it. And that way I can keep all 3 inches of material up here in the top and the 1.5 inches in the back. All right, finally time to weld. Starting to look good. So we got our plug welds in the back that we're gonna do. Plugs in the front. I'm gonna come across, I'm gonna tack everything, make sure it's not gonna move, and then I'll go back and forth and jump the seams around so I don't warp nothing. There she is. Hardtail's all welded on. The only thing I have to put in is the cross brace, which I'm gonna wait on for now. I'm gonna do that tomorrow. But while I have it like this, I'm gonna come in and cut off some more of the stuff in here. I'll come cut this main support off, smooth that out really quick. The chain guard, that's not gonna be there anymore. Then I'm gonna look at these sides, see where to cut these. Probably round them off right around here. Oop. Probably round them off right around there. But yeah, so hardtail's done, everything's welded on for tonight. Just gonna, yeah, cut a few last pieces and get out of here. Time for a quick update. Just chopped off the rest of the frame there in the center. Got the fender mounted. I know I missed that part. I'm getting ready to make a sissy bar here, but I chopped them down here. See the big opening? I'm gonna just cover them up with a piece of 16 gauge steel just to cap them in. The battery box is mounted. We're going down here with that with the mount. It'll look real good. You won't see it very much once it's all together. Yeah, well, getting ready for a sissy bar. Deciding whether I'm gonna weld on a 1/4 inch piece of material here to mount off or actually just tap into it. Because these are so thick, it'd be a perfect axle plate to just tap straight into. I'm probably gonna go that route, but I'm gonna cap these off first and we'll see what's next. Alright, so that's going to be it for part 1 of this build. Part 2 won't be much more, just doing the gas tank, seat pan, and a couple miscellaneous mounts here and there. It's looking pretty good though. Super opened up in the neck. I think cutting all that stuff out of there really gives it a better look. Come over to the other side real quick. It's going to be a cool bike though. So yeah, that's it for part 1. Get part 2 out the next couple days here and see how it looks.